show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Hello and welcome to Empire of Geek. We are, if you've never listened before, we're a podcast to do with all geeky type of stuff, everything from comic books to old British sci-fi fantasy TV shows and other stuff and shit like that. And today on the show, we've got the biggest cast we've ever had before. So let me, without any further ado, introduce them. First of all, we got Dr. G.
Hello.
Chemist, wants to be a physicist.
I am a physicist.
You just told me that you're a chemist.
I'm also a physicist.
Oh.
And I'm now also
Oh!
a philosopher as well.
You've always been, or was that just now you
No, I've
decided?
got a degree in philosophy now.
Oh, well, blimey. So he's got a lot of time on his hands, folks. We've also
You'd
got
think.
our second doctor of the show, Dr. Emma.
Hello.
And she said to me early on that she wasn't going to talk on the show, but now you've ended up, you're in it now. And this makes it, if you have listened before, she's Raoul, or Rob's, other half. So if you've listened to quite a few of the shows, you may have a fair idea about what Raoul's like. And he is just like that. But today he's going to have what I like to refer to as reality anchor with him. So it could be a very different show, couldn't it? So I'm looking forward to this. We've also got Raoul. How are you, Raoul? Nervous? I wish people could see how you twitch.
Like a rabbit.
His lips start moving before he's like, hemnia.
Bugger off.
Oh,
Sweating a little bit as
yes.
well.
He used to do this at university when he was Melanie, like, you know, one of the lecture ladies you fancied a bit.
I did not!
She had to have a chat with you
This was a
because
stupid story, right? This story, I'd always get nervous before
not
assessments.
even got the introductions done yet.
I'd get nervous before assessments, I'm really nervous, I'd sweat a bit. And she took this aside, I fancied it. I was like, well, yeah, but I sweat in front of the male.
You
Oh,
did-
are you gay? No, I'm not. I'm just nervous.
You're bi. You did have a massive stonk on as well, it was noticed. Also, we've got Paul, Catface
Hello.
Paul.
I'm beginning to realise why it is you didn't want to come tonight now.
Well, because Emma's here and she'll listen to all the stuff he says.
No, just because you're determined to undermine him.
How am I going to undermine him? He's just
Oh,
telling
come
the truth. Paul's a dickhead. We've also got Andy on the show.
Hello.
We've got Lucy, my sister, and also a writer
Hello.
for Standard Issue. Wonderful magazine, read it, some good articles. You've also written for other things as well, haven't you?
Yep, The Guardian.
The Guardian, she's written for. Soon the Daily Mail.
No, not the Daily Mail.
Telegraph.
Probably on the
That's how
Daily
you
Mail.
know.
Yeah.
Telegraph's alright.
I love that little look there.
Newspapers this
Anyone else
week
want to
are
name a
alright now.
newspaper?
So what you think?
And we've got Rick, or Spunk Bomb as he's known in the...
That's his
Gotta
usual
have
business. It is other business.
You've got... No, if you've never listened to the show before, they won't realise that you bring the chance for children to childless couples and also lesbians, and you've got quite a good batting average, haven't you?
I would say I've got an okay average.
You're pretty potent. Don't
Well, I don't drink, so
don't
yeah,
hide
my
your talents
potency's
under a bushel.
Am I alright being sat here, or am I going to be pregnant in the podcast?
Just don't let him touch you.
Just
that's
be
all.
careful.
Not apparently until he throws a spunk bomb.
Yeah,
I
Neither
don't
with
touch
his
them.
I think you'll see that one
penis.
snow fingers he calls it. It's-
Monkey.
So they're the cast for the show, and I'm Steve, the host of the show. So what we're going to do first of all is those of us who've seen it, we're going to talk about two recent films that have been out. Suicide Squad, who I know some people have been to see and some haven't. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to also talk about Star Trek, if we saw that. So I'll start with Suicide Squad. It was put out as the film that was supposedly going to save the DC film universe. Films like Batman vs Superman were met with derision from a lot of people in the cinema, although the extended versions of them have been apparently quite good. I've not seen them on DVD and Blu-ray. But Suicide Squad was going to turn it all around. Paul, you've seen it. Did it turn it around?
I've got to say it all again now, haven't
No, we could make it shorter for once in your life.
I liked it. I thought it was good. The Joker was a bit shit though.
There we
Is
go.
that better?
Good. That is the best you've ever done, isn't it?
Can I not use any big words?
The only
You could-
thing,
you could
everything
use
fits to what you're talking about.
Just put matter in there.
You haven't said caveat though.
Yes. It's just, like I said before, you get the Reader's Digest, improve your word power, and you just put them into a blunderbuss and fire them all out. So, Rick, did you see Suicide Squad?
I have indeed.
And what did you think of it?
So I read the first few lines of a review, maybe the, what do you call that, subtitle? The
Byline.
underneath. Byline, that's it. That basically slated the film. So I went going,
It's not a byline, is it?
I'm not going to read any more of that. I want to make up my own decision.
Tagline?
Yeah,
Probably
overall I
tagline.
quite enjoyed it.
Synopsis, you mean?
Synopsis, yeah.
Yeah, the Joker didn't really
Sorry, that's a big word.
add a lot to the film for me. It was a bit of a distraction throughout the film.
I think that was just a setup though. The Joker and Harley Quinn were being set up for another film. I think that's the only reason why he was there, to set things up.
So you've been to see it? Have you been to see it, Rob?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, but
Did you like Harley Quinn?
He did fall asleep as well.
You fell asleep. Then how can you possibly talk about the film if you've never properly seen all of it?
I didn't see it all. I missed a few little bits and bobs when I nodded off. But I was awake for Harley Quinn's scenes. Thank you for mentioning that. Anyway, Emma knows that I quite like Harley Quinn. So
Did you like it, Emma? What was your opinion of it as a lady, as an official lady?
Official.
Yeah.
It was alright. I've not really seen many DC films before. It was a little bit confusing to start with because there was just a lot of backstories, a lot of characters, which was a bit distracting. But
Some people have said that actually when the Blu-ray version comes out, like they did with Batman vs Superman, that there'll be lots of extra stuff in there which will make it a better film. Which if they're doing that is
Like
a bit
other
different.
films.
Yeah, completely.
Bundle
Well,
other
Jared
films.
Leto has come out and Margot Robbie, who played Harley Quinn, and they've said that they filmed shitloads of stuff, and Jared Leto claims that there's enough for a separate Joker film within it, pretty much.
yeah.
Which someone was going to take them to court over the trailer, which they were shown in the lead up to the film, included stuff that wasn't in the film, and they're arguing that it's someone in Scotland, I think, actually. Under trade descriptions that they were promised a film they didn't get.
Oh, that's interesting. I've seen other
That always
films that have done that before, where the trailers contain
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that's
that
not in
always
the actual
happens,
film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, the trailer is just a marketing tool at the end of the day,
Yeah.
so it doesn't necessarily have to include what's in the film. It's just there to advertise the film.
This Scottish geezer has actually got a legal team because he went to London to watch it. So it was something like a
What?
14-hour trip from somewhere in Scotland.
He's an idiot.
And he went there because he wanted to see the Joker, and because the Joker wasn't in it much, he feels that he
So
was
he went
wrong.
to see it in London. Why couldn't you see it in Edinburgh or Glasgow or any other? Are there only two major cities?
do you mean he went to the
release
premiere?
day, the premiere.
It might well be, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
he just travelled to watch it in London because he's mental. I assume he went to the premiere.
Yeah.
But he is starting legal proceedings against.
Well, he's an idiot, and
Against the cinema, though, not against, because they refused to give him his money back. I think that was it, and then they asked him to leave because he was becoming uppity.
well, he's Scottish, isn't he? They're all like that.
There's the
I'll
first
give
one.
you,
There's the
I'll
first
give
one
you
on
a
the show.
big brush just so you can broad swipe everybody else that you want
Let them
to.
have their independence. The last 2 seconds. So
Just say that about the Welsh.
I
as
thought
well,
you said you couldn't play the character, the slightly. Because you are our answer, Donald Trump, aren't you? Really?
I'm not very good at building walls.
No, it's he.
He's going to get Mexico to pay for it.
Here's an interesting question. If you were American, Rob, would you vote for him?
No.
Oh, thank God.
You would.
Thank God.
He's just
Or are you
saying
just saying
that.
that?
No, I really,
you
I, really
just
wasn't.
say
I am
the-
genuinely concerned that this man's going to have access to nuclear codes.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that Boris Johnson did?
What, he's got access
What's
to
he
nuclear-
done?
Yeah. Theresa May was out on a walking holiday in Switzerland. Boris Johnson was officially in charge. And I asked somebody, does he actually have, works for the Home Office, does he actually have access to the nukes? Yes.
Thing
Yes.
is, we can't actually find them without America's say so.
They probably don't work
Interesting,
anyway.
though.
We
Theresa
use all their
May's given-
guidance stuff and all that.
Theresa May's given the responsibility of actually figuring out how to get out of Europe as well, which I thought was quite
Oh, that's
interesting.
David Davies.
But he's involved in
Yeah,
the
Bojo
vast-
is foreign
The
secretary.
thing is,
want-
David Davis is a fairly safe pair of hands in that I think that
He's completely insane.
The
Doesn't
point
know
I'm trying to
anything?
make, the point
No,
I'm bringing up is the
Welcome
fact
to the politics.
I think he'll negotiate in a way that works out. Whereas if Boris were left in charge of the negotiation, it would just.
Do you know what it
that, well,
reminds
he's
me
part
of?
of the process.
Do you know what it
but-
reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of Star Trek. So, who went to see Star Trek? Because I went to see it and I bloody loved it. Did you like it, Rick?
I liked it as well. I have been to see it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Once again, from the same source as the last time, I saw a bit of a review byline that was saying that it was not up to much as a Star Trek film.
I think that's a good strategy, though, if your expectations are low.
Yeah, I think
It got more mixed reviews, though, didn't it? Some people said that it was good. Other people said it's too much like a normal episode of the TV show.
Is it better?
This
I
is
know
what
a
they said.
geeky
It
fact
was
about-
like Star Trek by numbers rather than.
Talking about numbers, Simon Pegg wrote the script, right?
Yeah,
And
I
it's,
read it.
it's an odd one. It's an odd movie. And in Spaced, he says all odd Star Trek movies are shit, which is a bit of common knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
So he
So
got
it's
to write
Well, I
number
thought
13. But you know,
I thought it
it's good.
suffered because he wrote it.
Well, he probably had to, after the
No.
Spaced prediction.
Do you
I
not
think
like
he did.
it? Do you not like it, Raoul?
It wasn't so much that I didn't like it. I
So
just
you
thought.
liked it then?
I thought. Sorry.
So you liked it then?
Well-
If it wasn't that you didn't like it?
It's not as black and white as that, though, is it? I thought that compared to the other ones, it was the other most recent remake, reboot, whatever you want to call them. I didn't think it was as good. That's not to say that I thought it was a bad film. I just thought it didn't stand up as well as the other two.
Did you not find the little homage to old Leonard Nimoy was touching? It was like, oh, they got the picture of the old crew out from the original timeline. I
Yeah.
love that. And Spock's died, telling.
Well, he's died in real life, isn't he?
That's why they did it.
Yeah.
Could have been quite menacing if you hadn't. Why have you said I've died? No, yeah,
Well,
that does it.
Leonard
Really
Nimoy
nice.
died, yes.
Yeah, it's
Spock will live
No, it
forever.
wasn't pancreatic cancer. It was.
Vulcan death pinch.
I've forgotten what it was. No, he attributed. He smoked quite heavily in his
Yeah,
early.
some kind of what's
So some
cancer
kind of,
or that?
and he attributed it to that, some kind of smoking-related disease, but it was quite horrible. Yeah, I thought it was a good film, but it just didn't. It wasn't as good as the last two. And the problem is that because the last two were so good, I was, you expect things to just keep getting better and better and better.
The last one, Starting Into Darkness, did get quite a bit of stick there. Some people said it wasn't as good, but I enjoy them, and I like this one, and I think I'll like the next one because I'm invested in the crew now. I think Carl Urban is amazing as Bones. I like DeForest Kelly. You want my favourite character. Bones is possibly my favourite character in it now.
I think Bones in the original was a good character as well, though, because he was quite a sarky, quite a dry, slightly apathetic, didn't really give a shit.
I think they're taking it even further
They
now.
have, yeah.
I just like the fact that I feel that Carl Urban's character is the ordinary person in these extraordinary circumstances that the audience can identify with and be like, oh, God's sakes. I just like it. It's good.
Didn't one of the actors recently in it die?
The Russian guy.
The Russian guy.
Anton Yelchin, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
there was
Car running.
at the end of the
Yeah,
film.
he got pinned,
There's
didn't he, by his car?
there was a
Oh, what the new actor you mean?
tribute to him as
Oh,
well.
he's actually died, has he?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a failure on his vehicle, and it rolled. He was collecting his mail, and it rolled down his driveway,
And the
crushed
door
him.
And he
opened
asphyxiated, I
pinned
think, didn't he?
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Because I heard they're not going to replace him. They're just not. He's just not going to. He's just not going to exist. Because he played quite a prominent role in this film.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. I think to get rid of the character completely is a bit odd.
Just
but-
coming back to what you were saying though about the characters, the ones they've chosen. I mean, it was a deliberate ploy to try and make them quite similar to the ones from the original series, surely, because we're trying to make it, kind of capture that nostalgic element in there as well,
Yeah.
weren't they?
There is one big difference from the original series, though, to do with Sulu.
What?
Sulu's a gay chap now in it.
Mm.
Wasn't he? Wasn't ambiguous in the original?
Nope.
No.
No,
No.
Sulu was one for the ladies as well
Oh,
as
right.
going bare-chested and sword fighting inside the Enterprise.
Which sort of doesn't support the argument as much when you actually watch the episode back.
Yeah.
You do see where, George Takei sort of,
That's
throws
what I
his
mean. I
influence
always
in
thought it was a bit ambiguous because
Well,
I was sort of
no.
quite a cat
George
character.
Takei has come out and said, I'm not happy with Sulu being gay. And because you assumed that it'd be... They did it, Simon Pegg and others did it because it was like, George Takei's one of the most famous kind of gay rights activists going.
Yeah.
He's a nice counterpoint to the twattiness of William Shatner.
Mm-hmm.
They assumed that he would be like, gosh,
Happy
this is
about
great. But he said, no, he says, I play this character, I'm a custodian of him, And
Yes.
he wasn't gay. He likes the ladies.
Hmm.
But I don't mind. And it's a different timeline, so it doesn't matter so much. And
Hmm.
I liked Sulu's chubby-faced little husband, or big husband, because he's taller than him, wasn't he?
He was definitely the man in the relationship.
It wouldn't bother me if I was to watch Sulu taking it in the airlock. That's all I'm going to say. But it'd be a very different
I
film.
wouldn't want to watch him taking it in the airlock, but if he wants to take it in the airlock, that's totally cool. It's up
Where
to him.
do you want to see him take it?
I want to see him take it anywhere.
On the poop deck. Any other information that anything we've done, seen, which will be interesting to the listeners before we move on to Ultimo Geek, the greatest quiz ever?
I still have Born on my list.
You still got porn on your list?
Born.
Born.
Oh yeah. I'm never really got into
It's
Born.
supposed to be tech hacky kind of geekiness in there, but not very well
That's what
done.
the best bit of Born is.
But they never do
The end
it.
credit music.
They never do it very well. Do you remember Enemy of the State?
This is
I
what
had
I've heard.
such high hopes for that film to actually show off like an intelligent twist where somebody uses their hacking and the satellites against
Is that the
the
one
bad
with Will
guys.
Smith in?
Do you
Yeah.
want? Yes.
And Gene
Do
Hackman?
you want?
And then he
something like
followed
that?
it up with iRobot, which was even worse, and it besmirched the Asimov
Do you want?
bloody legacy.
I liked iRobot.
Do you want something like that
too.
with
Do
proper
not make
hacking
me-
in it?
So
Proper hacking's boring.
Mr. Robot.
yeah,
Oh,
You-
Mr.
I've not
it's
seen that.
brilliant.
Yes.
Mr.
Yeah, they're
Robot,
good.
Mr. Robot is diabolical. Honestly, it winds me up because he's
Yeah.
not real hackers. It seems to be authentic, but real hackers, all the ones I know, aren't like him at all. Right? For starters, why is he such an apathetic loser? He's earning pots and pots of money. I know you don't need loads of money to make you happy, but it goes some way.
Have you seen Bill Gates?
But Bill Gates isn't just sat there popping pills, going, "Oh, my life's so sick," like a bug-eyed, pallid-skinned pillock.
No, he was a psychopath. Bill Gates was. He absolutely.
He's
He,
autistic or something.
yeah, he was.
Which
He spent a
might
lot of his
come
time
across
shouting
as
at
like that.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's
Okay, psychopath is maybe slightly putting
But
it
it's just,
strongly, but he wasn't.
and they've ripped off Fight Club, basically. So I'm not a fan of Mr. Robot at all. I think
But
it's overrated tosh.
According
Massively
to
popular though.
according to what I've seen, because I've not seen the show yet, the hacking is realistic in there. It is doable.
There are parts of it that are doable, but it's not like, wholly accurate as everybody makes out. So he's a security expert by day. He gets paid, to protect systems. So in that respect, a lot of hackers do get paid to protect systems. So
I take it the hacking isn't like what you see on NCIS where they like tap the keyboard wildly
Stuff
and it's
happens.
like and stuff happens.
No.
Basically. No, good. Okay. Can I just chime in with one side comment? I absolutely love Carl Urban as well, and there was a science fiction series where he played a cop with a robotic leg. Have you seen that one?
No.
That was really good, but it was cancelled unfortunately. But I just wanted to agree with you.
With that.
Just would you agree with me?
Robot-
Carl
Just
Urban?
one
People will want
robotic
to watch
leg.
it.
Yeah, it's basically set in the future where
Oh,
it's a bit like the iRobot
Inspector
premise,
Gadget.
but that was
At
done
least
well.
the Bionic Man had like
No,
an
no,
eye,
yeah.
a hand,
Essentially, it's that.
an arm, a leg.
Basically, he's partnered with a robot that's sort of thought to be malfunctioning or not functioning very well, right? An android, basically. And he's got this conflict of like he's half robot, not half robot, but he's got one leg which is
Yeah.
robotic. So
Yeah.
he's got that inbuilt conflict, which is exactly the same
So,
setup as iRobot.
Let me get right.
except
So
it was
he's a
good.
detective with a robotic leg.
Yeah.
What's it called?
If I,
And what's
can
the
you-
other leg
come on,
called?
Google it.
Hey.
Does the leg like go against him?
Yeah.
Like kick-
No,
kick-
no.
Me shins.
I just thought that would be something, wouldn't it? That
But it
would be
was
some reason to watch
really
it.
good, and it was pre-humans on sort of.
And he was in
Oh,
Dread
that's
as well. And he's just he's a good actor,
He is.
and he seems like a great guy. And I like him in Star Trek.
I agree.
So well done, Carl Urban.
Yeah.
He's a dude. Right, so we're going to move on then to the quiz. I thought we'd get straight into the quiz. So Ultimo Geek. Now we can either should we play as teams today because there's so many of us. If you've never listened to the podcast before, we do a quiz. It's all geek questions, and normally it's everyone for themselves. But there's so many of us it'll take me forever to remember who's got what. So what about if we have
educated
Or do you
people.
want to go on your own? Do you want to go solo?
I won last time I was here, so I'm going to try
So did
and
Florian.
keep
He
up.
fancies his chances.
I've
Well, I
won
fancy
before
my
as
chances.
well.
I'm not buddying up with
Just
someone.
I've won a
saying.
whole season.
Getting
Oh.
weighed down by
Yeah,
someone.
because you gained it.
I tell you what, I'll be your silent partner in the sense that you answer the questions and I don't say anything at all.
No, we're all playing then. If you're going to be,
And you can
Yeah,
take
that'd
all
be
the
good.
points.
could I
Yeah.
ask that this Lisa, who's she's in the room. I've not mentioned her so
Gosh,
far.
so easy.
Can you just keep a record of? Oh, are you going to do it, Florian? Can you borrow a bit of your paper from your little jot pad? Your big idea book.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, the pen wasn't. That was
Is there a
given to me.
theme to this?
No theme whatsoever.
Good.
So it's going to be
Except
all over the
first question
place.
is Star Wars.
The thing is that it's whatever takes my fancy at whatever time. So some of the questions might nip all over the place. So we've got everyone involved. Let's get going. So first question. Emperor Palpatine was a very naughty Sith Lord. What was his first name though? Was it Bail, Sheev, Jarrus, or Tony? Oh, Tony Palpatine. So if you want to secretly slip me the finger, and then I'll see where you. If you've not listened before, we had lots
How
of
do we answer
cheating
that?
where Andy was copying Rob.
Oh, fuck off.
Secretly.
Rob was copying me.
I've
No,
got-
you bloody... I would
Emma?
never copy you because the odds
You're
are I'm right
competing.
and you're wrong.
I have no idea.
Well, neither does Rob, but
Honestly.
still, you can-
I haven't got a clue either. Just stick a finger up.
Right,
I think it
I've
was
got your
Steve,
answer.
not Todd Rob.
Got your answer. Got your answer. Got
Oh,
your
sorry,
answer.
hang on. Just to be clear, I put an extra finger.
Okay,
Steve, I put an extra finger up as that one, not that, but that.
Yeah. I don't count thumbs. Don't count thumbs. So everyone's wrong. It's Sheev, apart from Andy Cook. He
Thank you
gets
very much.
he gets 1 point. Who'd have thunk it? Eh?
No, shoot.
Question
Of course it
2.
is.
Yeah.
I didn't exactly Google it.
Loves it.
Which two historical figures were self-proclaimed fanboys for Fritz Lang's sci-fi classic Metropolis? Was it Glenn Miller and Groucho Marx, Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt, 3, Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels, or 4, Gandhi and Charles de Gaulle? So I've got your answer. I've got your answer. Let's have a look. Show me those fingers. Show me those fingers. And Paul is the only one correct. It was Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels.
Really?
I have to show it as part of the studies that I do for university.
I thought
so I know about
Metropolis
that.
was...
It's a good film.
It is, but it's actually got a lot of left wing ideas in it as well.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of
absolutely.
socialist ideas in it as well.
Fritz Lang was of Jewish descent, and he actually was. They loved it so much, Hitler and Goebbels. They met with him and said, "We love your film. We would very much like to make you an honorary Aryan." And he said,
Go to hell.
"I'm Jewish," and they went, "We decide who the Aryans are." So, and then he was like, and he straight away left for America. Not that moment, he just walked out and got on a plane, but very soon after.
Yeah, Hitler was, obviously he had visions for metropolises and amazing cities all over the country, didn't he? Particularly.
Goebbels had
in
lots to do with the German film industry as well. The Adventures of Baron von Munchausen, not the one which a lot of the Monty Python people got involved kind of with.
Well, Goebbels was the minister for propaganda, wasn't he?
Question number 3.
Yes, he
What
was.
nightclub...
Right.
I've moved on. What nightclub did Willie Scott work at in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Was it 1, Fu Manchu's Bar and Grill, 2, Club Obi-Wan, 3, Crazy Wong's, or 4, the Golden Palace? So, let me show you. It says fingers. It says fingers.
Excuse me.
And 2 of you have got it right. Rick and Rob. It was Club Obi-Wan. Homage to Star Wars, not Star Trek, Rob, as I know you're thinking.
You twat.
Question number 4. By the way, at the moment, we've got Rick, Paul, Andy and Rob all on 1. Lucy and Emma and Florian are trailing behind them with 0 at the moment, but we've still got lots to play for. H.R. Geiger produced design work for many films. Which of the films below did H.R. Geiger not work on? Was it 1, Species, 2, Poltergeist 2, 3, Blade Runner, or 4, Killer Condoms?
Did not work on.
Did he not work on?
Killer Condoms? Is that even
that an actual
a movie?
Killer Condoms.
That's a real movie, is it?
I can't give you any information yet.
I don't know, but I can't see him working on that one.
And Andy, can I see yours? And the only person who is right is Emma. He never worked on Blade Runner. Killer Condoms is a real film. You see the artwork online. These condoms which would jump up when you're on the toilet and eat your genitalia. And it was about. I'm sure it was about a detective who lost a nut to one, and he was going after them. It's only in German, I think, the language.
I was convinced that he didn't work. That he works on Blade Runner. I was convinced he works on Blade Runner.
Nope. Question 5. Which of these is the highest grossing sci-fi film of all time? 1. The Avengers. 2. Avatar. 3. Transformers, Dark of the Moon. Or 4. Mary Poppins 2. Poppins a cap in your ass. Which is followed by Mary Poppins 3. Hell's a Poppin'.
Piles.
So, I've got your answer, your answer, your answer, your answer. And everyone is correct. It was Avatar. Well done, everyone. You smart swines.
Were they overtaken by Gravity recently?
Unless the website that I look at is for this, when I researched it.
Gravity's come close, but what the belief is that Gravity will exceed by the time all the DVD and all the other sales have gone through.
Question number 6. If Ming the Merciless had you prisoner on the planet Mongo, Rob's home planet, incidentally, what method of torture would he likely use on you? Would it be 1. An arborean scorpion tree slug, 2. A seti eel, 3. Boar worms, or 4. A targ? Which of those would he use on you? So,
is that not supposed to be Raoul?
Sorry, Raoul's home planet of Mongo. So,
Where my Mongo
1.
t-shirts
Arborean
go.
scorpion tree slug, seti eel, boar worms, or a targ? So I've got your answer, I've got your answer, I've got yours. And I've got a little finger. So the correct one for that would be Lucy and Emma. It was boar worms. And Andy as well. Boar worms. Now, you're thinking about the scene in Flash Gordon where Peter Duncan puts his hand from Blue Peter fame.
Oh, and he gets
stung by the thing in the tree. I don't know what it's actually called, but I invented that because it was an arbor. The seti eel was what they put in Chekhov's ear in The Wrath of Khan, which gave people many a
I love
nightmare.
that.
And the target's a Klingon.
Yeah, Klingon like a
hog.
like a giant war
pig dog thing.
Pig dog. Yeah. So well done, everyone, on that one. Question 7. Incidentally, at the moment, Andy and Emma are in the joint lead. Question 7. What evil mega weapon did the Spaceballs use to try and destroy the planet of Druidia? Was it 1. The super mega death laser of certain death? 2. The mecha kitten? 3. Rondis, the cosmic space donkey? Or 4. Mega Maid? Which of those did they use? Can you show me yours again, please, Florian? Yours. I've got yours, and yours. And the correct answer is it was the Mega Maid. So, Rob, Emma, Florian, Rick, you've all got that. Emma, you are now in the lead at the moment.
Copy you.
You can't keep your girlfriend a copy in
She
you.
hasn't got a clue. She's never seen Spaceballs.
Well, you can argue that. At the moment, she's winning. Question number 8.
25% chance of getting it right.
Okay, that's true. That's maths.
Question 8. Jack Death appears in what film franchise? 1. Starship Troopers. 2. Universal Soldier. 3. Trancers. Or 4. Phantasm. Jack Death. Played by Tim Thomason. So, I've got your answer. I've got your answer. And the correct answer is Trancers.
Yes.
And so that is Rob, Rick, Lucy, and Florian. You got it right as well. So at the moment we have Rob, Emma, and Rick all in tied in the lead. 2 questions to go. If this does go to a tie, we'll be playing the traditional game of Rochambeau, where you take turns kicking each other in the bollocks. Or the sponge. Question 9. Where would you find the following characters? Cornelius, Dr. Zaius, and Zira. Are they lost in space, the Planet of the Apes, in Flash Gordon, or in Sliders? So let me look at your answers. I got your answer. I got your answer. Yours. So everyone apart from Rob and Emma got that right. It was Planet of the Apes.
I was just being rude, actually.
I got that right.
I wasn't.
Everyone apart
Oh,
from
sorry.
them.
I thought you said it was wrong.
And at the moment, that means that Ricky Baby, you are in the lead.
I normally
Snuck in
blow
there,
an
eh?
early lead though, don't I?
There's an Olympics joke there. What an unexpected end to the marathon. Right, question 10. What is Indiana Jones's first name? Is it 1, Henry, 2, George, 3, Perseverance, or 4, Junior? Right, let me see. So I've got.
It's a bit of a trick question, this, I think. But
Yeah, it is. I think. I got it
It's
wrong.
no trick question. And the correct answer is Henry.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I thought that was his
It
dad.
was a trick question.
His dad, yeah, but he's Junior, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
Dr.
well,
Jones,
his dad-
Henry Jones Jr.
His dad referred to him as Junior.
Yeah.
Junior.
It's not.
Junior.
That's right.
And so the answer. And Paul, did you get that right?
I
as
got
well?
that right, yeah.
So at the end of the quiz, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 3 joint winners,
Wow.
and it is Lucy, Rick, and Rob. Can I guide you to the Rochambeau Arena? Lucy, you get to go first. You can always surrender after you've had your 2 goes. And then these two will have to face off against each other in the mother of bollock kicking
I'm
battle.
not going to kick me in the nuts. I mean, I've been squatting quite heavy weights now, but he can squat heavier.
I'm not surrendering. I've got a good kick on me. I'm going for it. Your balls are going to come out your mouth, son.
Balls.
Paul, he's the uni bollock, so
Well, your ball.
you're at an advantage really, although it is big. It's a beauty, everybody. So well done there, 3 winners. How did you do at home? There's a space for them to answer.
They've
Oh
lost a bunch of
really?
it.
Well done. I did shit. Okay then, so our first story we're going to talk about is I love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling has announced that 3 new mini ebooks will soon be released for people who need to scratch their itch a bit more. Yes.
Are they going to be released for
Oh
free?
yeah, will release. I imagine that they won't be. Now you've just had. She said that she was done with Harry Potter. Then she brought out The Cursed Child, which you can buy the script for now. It's a play. It's got the black what's the face in it, Hermione, which everyone kicked off about, and then but then again they never said she.
Well, also it's a magic universe. So if anything, it's like a transporter accident in Star Trek. If you need to change the face of some, there's an idea for a plot twist in the next Star Trek film.
So
You need to replace.
Hermione was black, was she?
What Florian's saying is that a spell should have done it.
Could have done it. Given that they completely changed their appearance in film 2, is it?
Yeah, Ron was messing around with his new wand, Blackiest Faciest, and then the most racist plot turn ever.
When
happened.
Ron messes with his new wand, it goes off unexpectedly.
They
That's his excuse anyway.
Wingardium Leviosa. They made in the stage production. They got a black actress to play Hermione, and loads of people lost their shit over it.
Yeah,
and then
Why?
for example.
and then J.K. Rowling. Stop trying to be all reasonable. You hate it. It's like it's burning you up.
Well, I hate Harry Potter.
She came
I
out.
blame
and she
Harry Potter for much of the ills of today's society. Kids, have got like all problems and think too much about their problems. They haven't got problems at all. I'll show them problems.
How did Harry Potter encourage that?
He goes to show them
What problems would you show them?
Give me one example of how Harry Potter. He lost both his fucking parents, but was a nice kid. He
But
hardly ever whinged.
all these kids who've got problems read Harry Potter, so it must be Harry Potter's fault. Correlation equals causation. It's fact.
I'd say more Twilight.
Twilight,
For that.
definitely
Yeah.
Twilight.
Oh, Bella.
Not
Bella,
Harry.
yeah, it's the Bella.
Bella Swan.
So,
or
oh
Luna.
my God.
Drowned birth.
Are you
Harry
going to
Potter's
put a
not.
disclaimer
Harry
on the
Potter
show
made
now,
a lot of
Stephen,
kids
here?
read.
It could trigger
Mild,
people.
Encourage
mild
people
threat
to
to
be
young
avid
children
readers.
from Rob.
That's
Right.
a good thing.
Can I just say though that when you say correlation equals causation, not if you're
That's a
basing it on a
flaw.
load of bollocks.
Well, and also, can I just point out that in critical thinking, that's the name of a flaw.
I know it's
The
a flaw.
correlation
That's why-
doesn't cause
That's why I said it.
causation.
I said something wrong on
And
purpose.
And there's a scientist, so
So is he.
You too.
yeah, but
You can't use that as I know someone who's got a
But
doctorate.
Emma
So
Stone-
Oh,
Science.
no, sorry. I got it. It's Trump sarcasm. About 3 people.
Rob, you can't win a conversation through knowing someone who is at a high level at something. You can't just do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. There's no.
Do you ever play top trumps at school?
You're doing live top trumps, aren't you?
He's doing live Donald Trumps.
Yeah. So let me tell you about these 3 stuff. 3 of them are going to be released. They're not going to focus on Harry Potter. They're going to focus on mainly about Hogwarts, and they're going to give you mini stories about other characters within the world, which I think is quite a cool idea. They'll also, in some of them, answer questions about things that people want to know, like what happened to what's her face, Umbridge, the woman who took over Hogwarts. What did she do after Harry Potter and all stuff like that? So it's going to be very interesting. The names are
like a Cumberland-style shooting, couldn't they, with wands and stuff? Just walk in there, and someone loses their shit because they've read Harry Potter, and they're like killing each other.
Sort of Narcos, Harry Potter combination, you mean?
yeah.
So there's an idea. A hybrid.
Let's
Could work.
just think about that for a minute. So anyway, the book's going to be called Hogwarts, an incomplete and unreliable guide, which will look into the history of Hogwarts. Second one is Short Stories from Hogwarts of Power, Politics and
Harry
Pesky
Potter.
Poltergeists. And then finally, Short Stories from Hogwarts of Heroism, Hardship and Dangerous Hobbies, which will give you
Or Harry
insights into them.
Dangerous hobbies.
They have dragons there.
I reckon I could take a dragon.
Emma? Could he take you?
No comment.
I like the way that they do alliterations, but with hobbies. Obviously, it doesn't sound interesting enough, so they've got to put dangerous in front of it. Why? It's just very silly.
Yeah.
Dangerous heroism?
I think we should ask Andy
Dangerous
that
hardship.
question. What do you think,
Dangerous
Andy?
hardship.
So,
Andy?
anyone excited for these books, or do you all not give a shit?
Don't give a shit.
I've
No, I don't care.
not read The Cursed Child yet, and
You can do it in less than a day, apparently.
I was in Chepstow Bookshop with my little sister when she was 4 years old.
I read very, very
And
slowly.
Harry Potter had just come out. They were signed editions. I said this to her, do you want this book? And she said, no, don't like it, didn't buy it for her. Apparently it's worth 20 grand or something. Meanwhile, my little sister's godmother, who was responsible for the first, when GCSE English came in, she wrote the first paper. She bought Hannah a copy of Harry Potter, and Hannah absolutely loved it. Thing is, had she bought the first edition, that would have paid for a university education.
But if your little sister was 4, of course she wouldn't want it. She wouldn't have been able to access it.
She was reading Pride and Prejudice when she was 5.
Really?
Really, for real, yeah. She's got quite a high IQ, has Hannah. So
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to the.
I was going to say something about we know where the brains went then.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
my other sister's got a PhD. My dad went to like posh universities, and you're right. I lucked out somehow.
Oh.
Somehow
We don't think so.
I got the shit genes. I don't know how it happened. I was first out as well. You think you'd have the pick of the genes
Well,
because it works like that, doesn't it?
The first out of the vagina gets it. It doesn't work like that. Do you know biology?
I can see why you're not a scientist.
Yeah.
oh, I actually
But
thought you meant with your
He
backside
goes out
machine,
with someone
so-
who is, so therefore
Therefore, I
it
am.
must work that way.
Maybe there is something in the
He
omega
is,
fatty
but,
acids
you know.
store
Did
type
you get the
idea.
pick then?
Yeah, he got to pick. James obviously got to pick the genes, didn't he?
We don't
He's doing a
understand
good
with,
job.
with Rob is that Rob.
What? My brother James, who's a doctor.
Well,
He did a very good job.
I think you.
Does he not
you-
work in a very similar field to what you're kind of
Yeah.
doing as well? So you criticise what he does, but
I'm saying.
there,
I'm saying.
also what Emma
Yeah.
does.
What I'm saying is, I think you got a pick of better
Shall I fetch
genes,
you a large shovel?
Why?
because I think you're more creative.
You don't know that. Some of the stuff my brother develops. There's different types of creativity.
You've just said that to a writer as well, or about a writer.
Also,
Creativity sort of.
I would say that you are quite creative. I've heard some of your
Oh, that's
stories.
Yeah.
Very true.
Incredibly creative.
You also
Well
invented
typed up.
the rule of uncles, which basically is this: if you've never listened to the show before, if you are talking about a topic which you maybe don't fully know, and then someone else who might know something chimes in, there's a good chance that you might then start to lose some of your credibility on the topic. Invent an uncle who's really good at it, and by tenuously knowing them, you automatically win. You've invented the rule of uncles. How many fucking uncles have you got?
You're just counting them.
Ask your uncle.
I'll have to find an uncle who's good at counting.
How many real uncles do you have? It doesn't take that long.
No.
3. They're the most qualified fucking uncles in the world, then. Anyway, let's move on. Right, well, I want to talk about It. Now, I've not got that much for you on this, but a while back they said they were going to do a remake of Stephen King's It, which famously had Tim Curry in, and was a very scary film. The end was a bit shit. They've just now, after ages of it saying we're going to make it, we're not going to make it, they've just released some of the first images, and this is of Pennywise the Clown, played by Bill Skarsgård.
Is that an illustration or a photo?
It's a photo. Does he not look like a creepy son of a bitch?
It looks like an illustration.
Jack Nicholson's hair, no?
What, sorry?
It's Jack Nicholson's hair.
It is.
Yeah.
Was
It
Bill
is.
Or
Skarsgård?
Elizabeth the First.
Who is Bill Skarsgård? I'll tell you one
Is he
thing.
the guy off?
Ronald McDonald, actually.
He's in Tarzan now.
He's the brother of Alexander Skarsgård,
Right.
a man whose penis my girlfriend Lisa spent ages freezing to watch a scene where, in True Blood, at the end of one of the seasons, he'd found a cure so that sunlight didn't burn him, and he was laying on a mountain.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry, yeah. And he's butt naked, and he gets set on fire. As he stands up, you get to see his flaming peen, don't you? Do you remember that?
Have you got a still of that somewhere? You've got that on there? Let's have a look. For a
It's
bit.
etched into one of our TV screens, but she kept looking at it like, oh, look at his widge on fire.
Well, you have to pause it to get a proper look, otherwise it's going to go so too quickly, isn't it? You need to get
I'm with Lisa on that
I
one.
think
What
if it,
kind
there's,
Good quality.
if it was on
Was it a quarter
fire,
penis,
it
though?
was probably CGI penis, not wanting to.
I
No,
No,
think...
there are stunt penises.
Yeah. Stunt cock.
Yeah.
That's technically what your job is, isn't it? Stunt cock.
How big was it? Was it? How do you know that? Have you got a base of comparison?
Well, she saw it on the thing. He's a tall, big guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And his peen came a good way down his thigh,
Mhm.
and it was on fire. And he wasn't
So they could have
excited.
enhanced it with visual effects then, because obviously that would have set.
They
fire
could.
to
I
the
don't
rating.
think they would. I don't think they need to. I think he has
Why
got.
spend the amount of time that it's there for like half a second? If that.
Well, Kevin Smith, the director, he also was a big fan of True Blood, and he talked about the fact that although he's not gay, he would, if he'd ever met him and he got the chance,
Shook his hand.
give him a bit of a gobble. That's what he would say. After seeing his flaming peen. Are you looking for it now, Lisa?
Well, no, that's it.
Send it to me like it.
When the Wild Wild West came out, I was at university, I think, and someone got a legal copy of it, and they were watching it, and they mentioned my housemate Matt. There's a bit where Will Smith is in this water tower, and he gets knocked over, and he falls naked to the ground. And as we're watching it, we're like, "Did you see that blur as he fell?" And so he freeze framed it, went back, and Will Smith's todger is honestly, you couldn't see it clear because he was blurred, motion, but it was like a
They just
rolled
made-
up
they just-
satchel.
They just made the blur longer, surely.
I've got a fair idea that Will Smith has got a huge penis. Huge, Rob. Massive.
I hope
Fair
he's
play.
listening to this program actually.
I'm sure
He's
Will
not gonna
Will
sue you
Smith
for it.
listens.
If he is,
He's not going to
could
sue
you
you
just
for
tell
it.
us if you have or not, Will?
So what do you think about the new Pennywise anyway?
Looks
Well,
good.
Did you have something to say about penises?
Not about penises, no, but I can talk about that if you want. This was first, they were talking about who was going to play Pennywise. I'm surprised about this because it was actually going to be, the British actor that was in Son of Rambo, Will Poulter.
Yeah.
They said that he was going to do it, and I could see that because he's got a bit of a kind of creepy, plasticine-y face. But that looks pretty cool. I am a huge fan of it. It's a great book. The ending is absolute shit. So I hope that they do something with the ending. They don't do the original ending. I don't want to give any spoilers.
I've not read the book, but is the ending in the book also not very good?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You just think it's... I think clowns, coulrophobia, if you will, is something that a lot of people find scary, whereas the ending, which again, I won't do a spoiler alert, it's again quite a big phobia that people have. But
What's
it's
that
just
phobia again?
It's a spider, wasn't it?
Coulrophobia.
Oh, I thought coulophobia was
Wasn't it like
a
a
fear
spider
of
at the
Spanish
end or
people's assholes.
Ferrocoulio.
Was it a spider at the end?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's just rubbish.
It became
Just
that
a
for me,
big
like
ass spider.
Which they kick the shit out, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and it
Should've
just
fucked
it
that
just
up.
ruins it. It just ruins it. It just is not scary.
I do believe that this one is going to be closer to the novelisation because there's been a lot of on-set photos of some creepy house, which I think a werewolf chasing around in the book, which isn't in the...
Yeah.
And there's also, they've been showing some leper guy chasing one of them who's shouting sexually dodgy comments to one of the kids, which is in the book, but not in the Tim Curry film. So... this is a screenshot. If you go on the this is a publicity shot. If you go on the internet, you can look it up, folks. Does this? I was thinking it's going to be shit. Now I've seen this, I'm quite hopeful it's going to be good. Are you, Lucy?
It is a brilliant film. The first 3/4 of it. So I don't know. I think Tim Curry's hard to beat as a baddie.
Not now. He's had a stroke. You
Well, no,
kick
I know
shit
he
out of him.
But I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. But I've been a little bit let down with Hollywood horrors recently. They always lose it towards the end. Although saying that, The Conjuring 2 was ace.
It's always difficult to know until it comes out. It's a little bit like Westworld, isn't it? You know, we were talking about Westworld the other day. They're bringing that out as a new series, aren't they? And the original film was just amazing.
Yul Brynner.
Brilliant. Yeah, Yul Brynner in it. And a really, really cool movie. But the new series looks really, really good. It does look really, really good.
Be cool. What do you think, Emma? You like clowns? You go out with one.
I don't watch horrors.
Poor Rob.
So.
No.
He got his eyes on.
Sorry,
Was
that
your
was
turn on
it.
Friday, was it, or Saturday? Your turn on Saturday, wasn't it?
For what?
For ribbing.
Ripping out.
On Saturday, wasn't it? Was it?
No.
Right,
We
okay.
did notice though, Paul, is
Here we
what
go.
does me
Here we
that
go.
you tend to start a lot of the. You'll come in, and you'll say something rude, like you mentioned you crotched 3 times before I even said anything rude. When I met your new lady friend,
That's not true at all.
the new victim.
That is
It
not
is true. It is true.
Did
The
you,
first
say,
thing-
did you refer to her as the new victim?
The new victim, yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, I did say that. She's such a nice lady as well.
Oh,
Sorry for her.
I'm glad. Is that a affirmation then? A confirmation? That you
What,
like
that she's
it?
a nice lady.
Yeah. Well, you've never said that about any other.
What did you
Ladies
bitched
like
about
that.
them? At the time you gone out with them, I've liked them, and then when you've told me all the horrible stuff that made you buy a sofa, they send you the worst message ever. Stuff like that.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. I liked them at the time. When they did horrible things to you, I didn't like
It'd
them.
just be crazy.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice they've got me back anyway. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll fucking get you in the money. Right, anyway, we're going to talk about some rumours to do with the next Star Wars film. So if you don't want it spoiled, stop listening now, and then start listening in a few minutes. I'll just listen anyway, because it might all be bollocks. This has all been released on the internet recently, so take this with a pinch of salt. However, the source where it's come from tends to be reasonably accurate, so I'm going to give you some things to ruin, possibly, the new Star Wars film. I love a spoiler, I know some people don't, so if you don't want to know, stop listening now. The first one is that apparently Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen have been approached to be in the next Star Wars film. Possibly, I'm guessing, as Force ghosts of Obi-Wan and as an Anakin. Do you not think that's exciting? I love it.
Yes.
Little emo Anakin there. Another one is apparently that Rey is actually the reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker. So there's going to be a scene where she's talking to Anakin, I'm guessing, in some kind of spirit quest, and he's going to say, "You're me, but you're a little bit different," and stuff like that.
Why would you need to reincarnate yourself though? Because they can exist. You know, they're powerful enough. They can exist as spirits.
Whenever this is different, because Anakin Skywalker is not the product of a man and woman laying together, and neither's Rey, supposedly, according to this. When the Force is out of balance, it creates a virgin birth who will then put the Force back in balance.
But wasn't
They tend to screw things up.
Anakin? Didn't what? I thought he had parents. Anakin.
No, he had a mother, but he had no father. They said it was aliens that did it with midichlorians, but they're not mentioning that particular
Good, because
shit.
that was bollocks. Why did they even think of that?
In the original version, he also had a twin brother as well. His
Yeah.
only power was that he could remove headaches. Anodin. Thank you, everybody.
Wasn't it? Oh no, Leia was the twin sister of Luke.
Yes,
Right.
that was his daughter. Some other things, I'll just run through them very quickly then. Apparently, that after the destruction of the Republic planet in Force Awakens, all the communication between the different planets
Spoiler
have been
alert.
shut off. All of this is spoiler alert. So basically, you've got the main Republic planet being led by Benicio del Toro's character called Vikram, Lord Vikram, who is a bit of a douche, and him and Leia don't get on. There's a bit of a coup d'etat from Leia within the film where she tries to take over. Finn and Poe will be sent on a mission to find out what's going on in the rebel planet, while old Mark Hamill is training up Rey to be a Jedi. And towards the end of the film, Finn and Poe will be captured. They start being tortured by Kylo, and just like in Empire Strikes Back, when Luke was being trained by Yoda, he realised that Han was in danger, and he said, "I've got to go to Cloud City."
Kylo Ren was killed, wasn't he? He died.
No,
But he was on the planet. It went boom.
he got saved
By who?
by Hux, General Hux.
But you never see that,
Oh, you do.
do you? I must have
Yeah.
missed that bit. Watch
There's a bit right at the end of the credits where there's a bus stop with him sat there, and he's like, "Oh, shit." Yeah, he survives, but I think he'll have a big scar because he got pretty mangled by.
How do you? Well, I mean, they can do what they want to, but how do you actually survive a planet exploding?
Get on your little ship and fly off.
We'll find out soon when Trump gets elected president.
Very Trump-centric. So anyway, yeah, Ray will go, "Look, my friends are in danger, Luke, I've got to go." And he'll say, "Look, I did this when Yoda was training me. I lost my frigging hand. It's all bad stuff." But then he's going to say to something like, "But I'm not Yoda. I'm going to go with you and kick shit." Which makes me think back, why didn't Yoda go with Luke to go and save Han and them lot? The lazy little green bastard.
It was very old and quite small.
It was 800 years old when it was in like Attack of the Clones, and he was kicking shit in that one. It's only a few years later. Just because he's got his Jedi pension and he's living
a
on.
bit tired, wasn't he?
Well, he's a lazy bastard. Frank Oz is going to be back as well, so Fozzie Bear will also be appearing in this film. Right, the next thing is a new feature which I like to call Best of British. So in this, we're going to look at a classic British either sci-fi or fantasy offering. This week it's Children of the Stones, which was broadcast in 1977. Produced by Peter Graham Scott with Patrick Dromgoole. What a nice name. Kick him in the Dromgools. And it's the adventures of astrophysicist Adam Brake and his young son Matthew, who go to the small, mysterious village of Milbury, which is built inside a large megalithic stone circle. Now, we watched the first episode of this. So who wants to start us off with your opinions of this show?
I think Andy should start us off.
What did you think of it, Andy? You weren't on your phone constantly, chatting to different birds, were you? What's your thoughts?
I wasn't doing that.
What did you think? You had a lot of laughs during the show, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was a really slick operation.
Did you watch the video?
Was it leading for the time it was made?
Oh, straight away it had me gripped with the old lady who's morphed from a stone to a person in the middle of the road. But no, it's.
There are some it doesn't necessarily hold up.
I like watching programs like this. It's nice to find a little gem like that from the past that you've never even heard of. And I like watching those programs because there's a sort of nostalgic humour about them as well, isn't there?
This is regarded as an absolute classic. It's seen as one of the scariest children's shows, for children, ever, apparently.
It was actually for kids, made for kids, wasn't it?
Kids, yeah, it was a kids show.
I mean, I don't actually want to watch the rest of them. I want to watch the rest of them just to see if they're as funny.
You can, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, if you go to the Empire of Geek Facebook page, I've linked it to that so you can watch it on there. And if you do go to that, folks, no one's going to, but if you do, leave a comment there about it or say something mean about Raoul, because then we'll get you back on Facebook and you can start having rows with them. Because you want it. You love it when someone messages in about you. You're the only person who gets any fan mail. I say fan mail, abuse.
How many fan mails have you had?
I've had a few people message in saying things about the character of Raoul, because we all know that Rob's a different person to Raoul.
Yeah, he's not the same person.
One's slightly fascistic, kind of Boris Johnson-esque blowhard, and then he plays Raoul. So within this, we had some quality actors as well. One of them, the father in it, is played by Gareth Jones, who played Blake in Blake 7. Right, I'm going to go to Florian, because you bothered to watch this before the show. What did you make of it? Did you make notes on it as well?
I did.
Jesus, you are good.
Well, so because it occurred to me that actually it explains a lot about the general public's, and it doesn't explain it. It sort of illustrates why the public doesn't understand science very well. But there's also good bits about that in a sec. The scientist guy at one point says, scientists require proof. No, they don't. What we require is data or evidence, and then we can sort of make theories. And then the woman says, I've got plenty of theories. And that's the problem. Theories are there to extrapolate and make their set of rules from which you can make a prediction, and then you can test that prediction and you can see whether your theory is a reasonable approximation of what should happen, etc., etc. So they could have maybe done a little better in the
You're going into
science
depth more than I thought we were going to.
But no, seriously. But one thing I thought was very impressive, and that was when they wrote. You know how in science fiction series they often write maths gobbledygook on the blackboard or whatever. You know, and they go like it's a trademark of virtually every single science fiction movie that there's some eccentric or introverted, you name it, physicist or whatever, or mathematician who writes some gobbledygook. And that was actually really well done because it looked like proper mathematical equations.
Did you work it out?
Rather than did I work it out? No, did I?
That was a clever kid, wasn't it?
It was just that was actually reasonably well done because normally it's some obvious nonsense, and that was at least the thing. So it has strong points and weak points, but I do think they could have done maybe a little bit with better with the whole description of how science works. But other than that, I mean, it is fantasy, so. What's that?
You did go into depth on it.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
I knew you were in trouble when you got your fucking notepad out. What did you think to it, Lucy?
Do you know what? I liked it. I started watching it, and obviously the editing is rubbish, and it's a bit laughable, some of the special effects. But then it's 1977, and I want to watch the rest of them. It's quite atmospheric and creepy, and I don't know, I actually think that the fact that it's a bit dated adds to the creepiness of it. It makes it a little bit more kind of other than anything that's slicker.
Yeah. It does explain a couple of things as well, because as we said, it's a children's program, right? And it was the 70s, and there's a peeping Tom in it. It was a real warning to children of the time.
And if you look closely, he's wearing a Jim will fix it badge as well.
Yeah, he is.
They were desperate to get the message out.
It probably turns out it was a yew tree as well that the guy was hiding behind.
So yeah, and it sets it up quite nicely at the, lots of unanswered questions. Even though, I haven't watched any of the others, I kind of think I know what's going to happen. They're a little bit heavy-handed with a little bit of kind of, exposition at times and stuff, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. It was creepy. It left it on a cliffhanger at the end. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I like anything a little bit creepy.
Gareth Thomas did his own stunts as well. Were you impressed with it?
I was very impressed. That bunny hop at the end. Yeah, it was good.
Interesting that the main woman, who's going to be the main woman in it with him, his whatever. She says to him, "I want you to touch this stone circle, see what happens." Obviously, knowing full well it's going to screw him up.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
I also like some of the problems with maybe the continuity and the edit and the fact that some people just turn up in houses in one bit. And that is cool the way he does it. He's like, turns around, like, hello.
That bloke, yeah. The bloke who turns up behind the lady. Yeah. So comes out of her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Clearly the creepy guy at the beginning, the older guy, who looks at the painting and then it's like, and you think he wants to keep something a secret because they always say there's something very strange, but I'm not going to tell you now because as you rightly say, or you said, Paul, at the time, that would be the end of the series, and there would be no more series if they suddenly found out everything because people tell each other things. But the painting was just very, very bad, and he keeps going on about it, and it's just, why talk about it if you want to not draw attention to it? You just go, oh, it's a horrible painting, and just move on.
It was a painting of a stone circle as well.
With a great big shaft of light. I regret having said the word shaft of light because I know immediately.
I think he was going on about it because he was trying to misdirect away from that appalling sort of bald haircut he had.
Well,
that's what it was.
I mean, it's like the bad guy looking at the place where
Don't
they
look at me, look at the
hit
painting.
the thing that they desperately want to hide, and they keep looking at it.
Yeah.
Well,
When
like
you
the-
say that the guy came out of the woman, that kind of gives a new meaning to balls deep.
That wasn't the film I was watching.
Do you mean balls deep or balls deep?
Well,
He was both,
Is it
wasn't he?
John Woodnut?
Good
Real guy.
old John Woodnut. He would not, and he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Very
What's the
much.
kid
He's not
tripping?
playing the guy Herbert Tucker.
It
The big
seems
fat-
to always be the kid's perspective when things like transform from stones into people.
And he
or
never
people
tells
function.
anyone, does he?
No.
No.
It's like,
No.
Dad,
It's
she just fucking, she was a stone and now she's a woman. And then whenever we mention, when you show her your special scientific equipment, she on purpose looks really pissed off. Like, girl turns up at the window, staring in, smiles at him.
Disappears.
What was that? Nothing.
Did it not smack to your Village of the Damned and Body Snatchers?
Bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
again.
those two.
I
Definitely
liked
goes with
that. I liked it. And there was what was that? I've forgotten what the catchphrase. What the
Happy Day.
Happy day. The storyline is actually very. I've read a synopsis of the whole series, and it is a very complicated, without giving too much away, to do with circles of story repeating with slight changes within it. And you know, in the first episode, they show the skeleton of the guy who was crushed, but yet
He
wasn't
wasn't.
crushed.
He wasn't crushed
And they
at all.
said they called him the barber surgeon.
Sorry.
He's quite an important character later on in the story. And apparently at the very end there's a bit of a twist at the end of the whole series, because it left it open where people, even to this day, some strange people still will talk about some of the meanings of what goes on.
Mm.
So I definitely want to see it.
Is that
I'll
like
tell
The
you-
Prisoner then? Sort of.
Mm.
I thought some aspects
like
were
that.
a bit
Mm.
Prisoner, not done as well as The Prisoner.
Well, it's never resolved in The Prisoner either, is it? Yeah,
No, that's the
not
whole
quite.
point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what you were saying, wasn't it?
Now the music,
I want to go and see this place. I actually want to go and find where this village is. I'd like to go.
it's in Wiltshire.
Yeah, you've done your research already.
I think Aylesbury.
It's not near Aylesbury. You mean?
Yeah.
It isn't actually Aylesbury.
It's
I've been to
near
Aylesbury,
there,
but like that.
You sure?
Yes.
You went there. You could still be there.
My auntie.
Happy day.
My auntie retired in a Masonic lodge there. Do you think that might mean something? Might have some sort of supernatural
It
meaning?
might mean that she lives in a Masonic lodge.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was going to say the music in it was composed by a guy called Sidney Sager, and he used the Ambrosian Singers, who they feature them a lot, don't they? A lot of the scenes will have like this weird kind of which I think adds to it, but also makes some bits quite funny, doesn't it?
I think they were actually doubling up as Lindisfarne, because all the type font at the beginning was kind of that ilk as well, wasn't it? Definitely.
It was of its time. I think it holds up quite well. I think the things which are bad and now make it funny. So it's maybe not as scary as it was, but I think as a kind of quirky,
interesting
comedy
because of the time that's passed.
ish thing. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
Yeah,
So
me too.
would we classify this as something worth looking at? Is it
Well,
best
I
of British?
I like it because it's kind of it's old. I don't know much about it, and it's got a sort of a bygone look about it.
That's
Makes
what
it more
your
interesting.
girlfriend said to me about you when I asked what she saw in it.
Everyone needs a reason.
But apparently, anyway, the village is trapped in some kind of time rift, but it has to slightly change to keep up with the world around it. That's
I
one
want
of
to
them.
know that. I want to find out.
But it's more complicated than that. Good lord, I tried to read through, and there was too much to talk
Don't
about.
tell me any more because I'm going to watch it.
I'm not going to. We're moving on. Right, we're going to talk about the comic of the week now, which is called Engelbaum, which sounds a little bit kind of Germany. And this is by Lynn Triplett and Niyazi Sonmez, with art by Lynn Triplett.
Engelbaum.
And you can find more about this at www.spectrumisarts.com. Sounds a bit Captain Scarlet, doesn't it? And now the story, I'm going to show you some of this. I'm going to click on this and show you some of it.
Actually, I was thinking about Humperdinck.
And Gubbert Humperdinck.
Yeah.
The comic book is very interesting because it's about almost like a world where you have creators, artists, and they are the gods of the universe, and there's creations within it, and the creations that they make can do things. The story I found quite difficult to follow in some places, but the artwork is absolutely cracking. This is the first page of it. I'm going to skip through for you lot.
It's on Tumblr, isn't it?
Yeah, you can find it on Tumblr as well, yeah.
I instantly don't like it.
Look up Engelbaum. Oh, for God's sake, Rob, why don't you like it? Just
It's
because.
on Tumblr.
Look at some of the artwork in it.
It is good artwork. But it's on Tumblr.
So I'm going to skip ahead to a few of the pages. But basically, the story is this character is created by one of these godlike artist creators, and it shows her being able to create things, the character, and then the frustrations of. But some of it's actually quite funny and clever. There's a bit where she's creating this world, and it's a joke on use of Photoshop, but she starts creating light sources, like stars, and she uses too many of them, and it cuts to her creator, the artist, making a joke about, she goes, bloody lens flares, about beginners using too many lens flares. So that is quite clever within it. But yeah, the artwork is absolutely amazing, and I'm going to put a link to this after we've finished onto the Facebook page where people can
breaking
find it.
through the fourth wall.
Yeah, it looks really cool, doesn't it? It's got a kind of a manga-esque look to it.
It's it's almost like an adult Yu-Gi-Oh! Style-wise.
The style, yeah. It's just very polished. The actual painting, colouring. The line work's good, but it's made so much better by the way it's coloured. So that I just wanted to show you that is our comic of the week. It's very different the way the story's told, like the kind of story within a story of these kind of created characters and creators, and it's a kind of maybe slightly self-indulgent look about the creative process and things like that. But it's very, very, very good. Go have a look at that. Which leads us on to the last bit of today, which is our convention of the week, which is the International Comics Expo, which I became friends with. I think Shane Chebsey, his name is. He's added me on Facebook, and he's running it. And I think me and Lisa might have actually been to this a few years ago. It's in Birmingham, and it's all about actual comic books, comic book artists, from some of the top names to the kind of small independent comic book creators like myself. And it looks brilliant. It's on Saturday the 10th of September 2016, and which is this year, incidentally. You can find out more about this at www.smallzone.co.uk/ice bookings, or just go to smallzone.co.uk, and you can see some of the stuff. They've got some top artists going there. I do believe that the guy who does The Walking Dead has said he'll go there. I've forgotten his name. Charlie Adlard, who me and Lise saw. He walked past us once, didn't he, in the street? At a comic book convention, because he walked past us. I was like, "That's Charlie Adlard." She went, "Who?" Charlie Adlard, Walking Dead. But yeah, there's been loads of people there. It looks absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't mind going to it. John Wagner's going to be there. He's an interesting guy. Obviously worked on Judge Dredd 2000 AD and stuff like that. It looks like a cracking event. It's a shame we don't have a table there so we could sell some shiz. And we will be appearing at the Lincoln Comic Con on the 1st of October. Lincoln. So if you want to come and meet us and buy our comic book, and hopefully we'll have some little models for you to buy as well. That's what I'm working on at the moment. Some merch. Business cards.
Oh yeah.
And
T-shirts.
T-shirts. And
And
clippings of Florian's beard.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get it seen to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the beard as well.
You're getting rid of the beard.
Yeah, everything.
All your hair.
My
All
hair
over
in
body.
total, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just
Bring it here.
completely
That's-
zap it. You know.
Your eyebrows as well.
Everything. Yeah.
That's perfect for Steve.
You got
Have a lot
cancer.
of money.
If you do, can I indelible mark them back on and give you a different look every show?
Yeah. That's what my daughter does anyway.
Why are you doing that?
But no, I'm just gonna get a haircut.
Oh.
That's all we've got this week. It's only about an hour long, which we've done quite well. So anything else anyone wants to plug? Anyone got anything coming up? Raoul?
Nope.
Lincoln Hack?
He's doing a goldfish impression.
What is
right now.
that
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but Raoul, that's not Raoul. That's something. There's like a different. It's like real world stuff. That is.
There's another.
This podcast is listened by people in the real world as well.
But Raoul's a character.
Look up Lincoln Hack. You can get involved with that. If you're into programming and stuff like that, it'd be very interesting. If you live in the local area, you're so strange. Okay, so have you got something you want to plug, Florian?
Not yet, no.
Ah, but almost. You will
Almost,
soon.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone coming along. Thanks for you listening at home. It's been a blast. I know I've enjoyed it. Creepy. And I'll see you all soon. Very soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
That was ghastly.